If you're totally new to Helldivers 2 and you're looking for a super quick introduction to the game that explains every single detail you need to know about basic gameplay, mechanics, items, currencies, and Warbonds, then this is the perfect video for you. This is a ridiculously comprehensive guide to Helldivers 2, like a zillion tips in just 8 minutes. Clock's ticking, let's get started. Alright boys, so we only have 8 minutes to get through all of this, so let's just get right into it. The first one we're going to talk about is overall gameplay. So the basic premise of Helldivers 2 is that you get a mission, you drop down onto the planet, you use your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, your grenades, and your stratagems, which are like bombs, turrets, and handheld weapons, to protect yourself, kill the enemy, and do your mission. While on the mission, you can complete side objectives like taking out bases and hives, which will give you some bonus XP. And you can also, while you're down there, collect things like medals, requisitions, super credits, and samples. Then you just have to extract from the mission if you possibly can, and you get some bonuses. If you can do it really quickly, you'll get even more. Okay, so that's the basic premise. Now let's get on to the basic mechanics. So you can hip fire, you can fire from third person view, and you can also first person ADS. You can change your fire mode using to change things like rate of fire, flashlight, your scope by holding reload. You can use a minimap. On the minimap, you'll see enemy locations in these little red marks, and you'll see other locations around the map. You can ping the map by clicking on it. And then you can also see most of the items that you drop on the map. So if you die and you drop your weapon or you drop your samples, you'll be able to see them on the map. You can't see these stratagem drop pods that you call down. So I recommend that you actually destroy these drop pods and then you'll be able to see those items on the map. Or you can just pick them up off the drop pod and then drop them on the ground. The only thing you can't see if you do this is resupplies. So I recommend putting the drop pods items right next to the resupplies, and then you can easily find them on the map. The next one is you can ping points using Q or whatever it is on your controller. I'll put it on the screen. And you can also ping enemies using that same button. And then if you want to check the name of that enemy, just release your aim button and it'll show you the name whilst you're aiming at them. Okay, next one is you can cook grenades. So just hold down the grenade button, you can chuck it and cook it. And then you can also heal yourself using this button. I use V on keyboard, and you can heal your teammates by running up to them and pressing E and whatever it is on controller. And then you can use stratagems as well. This is kind of an extra point. You can use stratagems. You can throw them and distracts the enemies. That is really good. Stealth is also a thing in this game. So you can use stealth you can crouch and you can go prone and just stay really quiet. The enemies won't see you until they get within a certain range. And then you can also put covering fire on bots to reduce their accuracy. That's really cool. Doesn't work on Terminids though. The enemies will call alarms to spawn more enemies. So you have to shoot them or kill them to interrupt that call. You can use, the automatons, the robots, call in a dropship, and you can shoot down that dropship by just putting one EAT rocket, particular type of rocket, on one of the thrusters, and then it's dead, and it won't drop any enemies. All enemies have a weak spot, so you shoot them in their weak spots if you can. If you can't, then just destroy their armor by shooting at it a bunch of times, and then it'll create a weak spot. You can then shoot that weak spot to kill them. Okay, those are all the things about basic game mechanics and enemy mechanics. Then the next one we're going to talk about is items, weapons, and stratagems. So there are 3 types of gear in this game: armor, helmets, and capes. That's sort of just your clothes. The helmets and capes are purely cosmetic. They don't give you any benefits at all. And the armor is the only thing with stats or passive effects. Currently, the best armor in the game is light armor, and that's just because medium and heavy are kind of broken. So I highly recommend using light at the moment, but that'll change in the future. Weapons, they're all okay. Depends on your play style. Currently, the best gun agreed on by most players is the Breaker shotgun. It's got good range. It's got good close up. It's like auto rate of fire. It's a really high rate of fire, and it's got really good damage. So use the Breaker if you can. Stratagems are another type of item in the game. Just use whatever one fits your playstyle, but generally a good rule of thumb is take one bomb, take one turret, take one extra weapon, like the grenade launcher is a good choice, and take one backpack item, like the jetpack, for example. But it depends on your team. If you're playing with other players, then maybe adapt to them. The other item type in the game is boosters. These are bought in the Warbonds, which we'll talk about later, and this will help you and your whole team's performance, basically giving you a buff. Next category we're going to talk about is earning currency types, all the different types of currency you can earn. So all types are requisitions, super credits, medals, and then there's 3 types of samples. All of these are obtainable in missions. Requisition is earned from picking them up during missions and also for doing objectives. You get bonuses if you can complete the mission quicker. The medals are picked up during missions too, and they're also earned from completing each individual mission in the set of missions. And then there's super credits, which can only be picked up during missions, or you can buy them from the store with real money. And the last one is samples, which are only picked up during missions, and you have to extract to keep them, otherwise you won't get anything. And if you die and you drop your samples, you got to go pick them up, otherwise you won't keep them. And the other thing is that lower difficulty missions don't have these higher tier samples. So you have to do higher difficulties in order to get those samples, otherwise you won't get any at all. And super credits and medals collected during missions doesn't depend on the difficulty, they're always the same. And then the last thing on this is that the maximum of the requisition that you can get is 50,000, and for medals it's 250. I don't know about samples, maybe there is no cap. Okay, and the next category is spending currency or upgrading things. This is a really important part of the game. You can buy stratagems using requisition. You can unlock new ship modules, which upgrades all your stratagems using samples. And then you can spend super credits in the super store, which are all just cosmetic items and armor. Or you can use it to purchase Warbonds. So Warbonds in this game are basically like battle passes. There's a free one that's automatically unlocked for all players. And there's also a premium one, which requires super credits to unlock. According to the devs, there's going to be a new premium one every single month, at least in the beginning. And I think, as far as I know, the free one will just continuously be extended. So more content will be added to that in the future. And then all of the items that are in the Warbonds are purchasable with medals. And the types of things you can get are weapons, armor, helmets, and capes, and cosmetics like these little things, banner things, and boosters. And you can also earn super credits. And the last topic is the Galactic War. So while you're playing the game, there's this Galactic War going on between 3 races: humans, Terminids, aka bugs, and automatons, aka robots. This is basically an ongoing community event kind of thing that is continuously updated in real time. As players complete more missions on all of these planets, these bars will get pushed forward or back depending on how successful we are, and then the aliens will either take over these planets and push into other areas closer to Super Earth, or they'll get pushed back and we'll continue our attack deeper into their territory. It's really cool, it's just really unique, and yeah, there it is. That's the Galactic War. And that's it. That's everything you need to know about how to play Helldivers 2. I really hope that helps. Subscribe for more, like the video, blah blah blah. See you in the next one.